dishwasher at the age of 14. Working his way up the ladder, he learned every aspect of the industry, eventually becoming general manager of several restaurants. In 2004, he opened Lime Fresh Mexican Grill on Lincoln Road in South Beach. Well, we all know Lime, right? North Miami Beach. And over the next 7 years, he grew the concept across 14 locations. In 2012, Mr. Kunkel sold Lime to Ruby Tuesday while maintaining his ownership of the original South Beach location. Like many entrepreneurs, having enjoyed success with his first concept, Mr. Kunkel sought out new ventures and opened Yardbird Southern Table and Bar in Miami Beach in October 2012. Based on his Southern upbringing and his grandmother's home cooking, Yardbird quickly garnered critical acclaim and was named a semifinalist for Best New Restaurant and Best New Chef in the South for 2012 by the James Beard Foundation. Following the success of Yardbird, he and his team opened Kong River House, offering authentic flavors of northern Thailand. Like its predecessor, within 90 days of opening, Kong was also named a semifinalist for Best New Restaurant for 2013 by the James Beard Foundation. Not one to rest on his accomplishments, Mr. Kunkel and his growing team, including several Johnson & Wales University alumni and students, recently opened his latest concept to rave reviews, Swine Southern Table and Bar, located in Coral Gables. Recognizing new opportunities to grow his business well beyond the culinary arts, John Kunkel is now applying his unique approach to creating innovative brands within the entertainment and hospitality industries for such famed clients as the Miami Heat, Muhammad Ali, and Tim McGraw under his 50 Eggs Incorporated firm. He can also be found commentating on business and entrepreneurship on CNN, NBC, and Fox News. Please help me welcome Mr. John Howard Kunkel IV as today's commencement speaker.
Good morning. Good morning. Just making sure you guys are still with me. We're about halfway there. Hang in there. So thank you, President Chant, faculty, most of all you, for letting me share this very special day with you and your families. You know, selfishly, I don't think I've ever been in a room with this many college graduates at the beginning of their career, so I had to whisper, "We are hiring." But seriously, there is one person in the room that's already garnered our look, and somebody that we'd love to invite to our team, somebody that you guys might have read about in your latest Johnson & Wales magazine. Her name is Princess. Can you raise your hand? Where are you? There you are. So her story of perseverance so moved us that we would be honored if she would be the first of all of you to join our team, and hopefully she is not the last. So welcome aboard, hopefully. So to be the commencement speaker today is an honor and a privilege that I really couldn't have dreamt of when I began my career. And that's saying something, because I can dream pretty big. But I have a confession to make. This is actually as close as I've ever come to a college graduation or graduation of any kind. The truth is, I was never much of a student. I had a hard time in school. Couldn't sit still, didn't want to pay attention. Words like dyslexia, ADD were used. It was a constant struggle for myself and my parents. But when I was interested in something, I would latch onto the subject or the information presented, and it was locked in for good. You know, as I'm telling you this, I'm wondering if President Chance is going to change your mind and maybe want to redo this. That's okay. But anyways, without a strong education, everything was twice as hard for me. I felt like I was always playing catch-up. So the fact that you all sit here today is an amazing starting point, and one that I did not have. However, what I did have was drive, passion, belief in myself, and the ability to dream big. And as it turns out, those things actually count for a lot in business and in life. So just imagine what you can do with this degree. Imagine where it can take you with just some of those things sprinkled in. But don't get me wrong, this is just a chip in the game, a starting point. The rest is up to you, and it will not be easy. I'll say that again, it will not be easy. However, you got here doesn't matter. Whatever your grade point average is doesn't matter, which I'm sure comes as a little bit of a relief to some of you. However, what you do with this degree does matter. And in the words of Calvin Coolidge, the world is full of educated derelicts. So to make sure that you are not one of them, I wanted to share some of my story that doesn't always make some of my press accolades with you today. And hopefully it will inspire you to work hard, and to fight for your dreams because they can come true, and I'm standing here as proof of that. I grew up in a very unusual household. My parents were a lot of things, but for the purposes of this story, I'll summarize. My mother is a teacher, an author, and a musician. My father is a former Navy SEAL, commercial pilot, and entrepreneur. And yes, they are that different. As different as they were, they gave me two unique perspectives and two approaches to life. They both allowed me to believe that anything was possible and nothing was out of my reach. My father showed me the world. He took me to business meetings, pushed me to be tough, and trusted me more than I deserved. He showed me toughness and persistence, not because he was a Navy SEAL, but because he got up every morning before the sun came up and worked multiple jobs to provide for our family. My mother constantly reminded me of the importance of character, fairness, kindness, and most of all, respect. And both of my parents had the toughness and the will to raise a very strong-willed child who thought he was 21 about at the age of 12. Together, they gave me the building blocks that would help my success. No matter how much I rejected the idea that they had anything to offer as a child, I realize now at 42, they actually knew something that many parents in here can relate with, I'm sure. Something that now my wife and I get to experience as parents of 3, so payback. My very first job was in a restaurant, as you heard President Chant mention. I got a job as a dishwasher, about 14, 15 years old. And for the next 15 years, I did. I worked every job within the industry. You name it, I did it. And that helped me really understand the business I was in. And just before my 30th birthday, underfunded, underprepared, naive to what lied ahead, all I had was the belief in myself and the understanding of the industry I was in. I went out on my own. I risked everything, my house, my savings, every penny on every credit card, any money anyone would lend me. Anybody ever talked to me, I'd ask you for money at that point. I signed a lease that I would never sign in my right mind today with a personal guarantee. My amazing, amazing wife worked so we could eat and keep the lights on, and every penny went into opening that first restaurant. Even though we were both scared to death, we supported each other unconditionally and forged ahead. I went in with the mindset that failure was not an option. I'll say that one again because that's important for you guys. Failure is not an option. I knew I would do whatever it took to be successful, to make that business successful, and nothing was off limits. I would make it happen. I did the construction myself with the help from family and friends when they could. I designed a logo and a name on a napkin at night, designed a menu late at night when I wasn't busy doing other things. I paid a graphic arts student to help me with a website and found a woman with a furniture store to help me with the design of that first restaurant. Through some sort of miracle and insane work, I managed to finish the project. But I needed to open strong because I managed to get to the end, but I had no operating capital. You see, I only had enough money for my very first food order. And so we needed to open the door with people outside the business. And so we got ready to do that. We prayed there'd be somebody there. And I managed to get the doors open, and 2 days later, September 11th happened. And as some of you remember, airports shut down, people stayed home. Miami Beach was a ghost town, and I was in trouble. Whatever staff I managed to hire, I had to let go, and it was myself and 2 very loyal, hardworking employees. I worked no less than 90 to 100 hours a week, and when I wasn't cooking or taking care of customers, I was going door to door on the phone to promote the business. And slowly but surely, over the next 6 months, I built a business, day by day, customer by customer, until I had one of the busiest restaurants in Miami Beach. Now, over the last 12 years, I've built almost 20 restaurants and created 5 different concepts and employed thousands of employees and quite a lot of Johnson & Wales graduates and interns. But I'm just getting warmed up. But some of those initial lessons of that first business still ring true. You have to wake up every morning and ask yourself, how bad do you want it? You need to ask yourself, how much are you willing to work for it? Because nothing great comes without great effort. Because it's not just about the hard work. Nothing great has ever been achieved without somebody taking a risk. So no matter what your career path is, business, criminal justice, fashion, hospitality, I challenge you not to be a spectator in life or in business. Do not live your life cautiously. Risk, fight, work hard for all the things that you want because it is possible. Take your degrees and work hard to do something great, and whatever you do, do not be ordinary. I want to leave you today with something I read every day that I go to work that reminds me to never be afraid to take a risk. Never be afraid of failure. When I was 8 or 9 years old, I had to choose something to memorize and recite in front of the class. I chose a quote that hung on the wall of my father's office that my mother had given him. Today, that quote is stenciled as large as I could fit it onto my office wall, so everyone who visits has to read it, and hopefully one day you'll put it on yours. It's called The Critic by Theodore Roosevelt, and it goes like this. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Congratulations, class of 2013.
Thank you, Mr. Kunkel, for making this occasion so memorable for our graduates. Now, graduates, I want you to answer Mr. Kunkel's question in true JWU fashion. He said, how bad do you want it? And how hard are you willing to work? Answer him. No? You don't want it that bad? Princess? Oh, it's hard. Okay. Thank you. Those are my friends in the back. There you go. That's right. Failure is not an option. Dr. Rice, please join me at the podium to present this year's honorary degree recipient.
President Chant, it is my pleasure to present to you for the conferral of an honorary degree an individual who, by his achievements, has distinguished himself among his peers. We honor him today for his countless contributions to his profession and for his significant contributions to our community. His meritorious career is the result of hard work, diligence, and commitment. As his accomplishments are brought forth today, I hope each graduate is challenged to set their goals such that they will one day be as distinguished. It is my honor to present to you our honorary degree recipient, John Howard Kunkel IV.
John Howard Kunkel, you are a visionary and a driving force in your rapidly expanding professional endeavors. An acclaimed entrepreneur and a believer in providing others with the opportunity to succeed, you recognize that the true power in any business lies in its people, and you never lose sight of that reality. With a driving resolve, you have the distinct reputation of being an innovator who blazes the trail, clears the way, and gets it done at the highest levels with unparalleled success. Highlighting this are the honors and accolades you have garnered, including being named by Business Leaders magazine among the top 50 entrepreneurs for 2012, a finalist for the 2012 Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year, and one of the top 100 social media brands by Nation's Restaurant News. You are a value-centered leader committed to sharing and learning from best practices across multiple disciplines. Active in supporting childhood education and wellness in your community, your benevolent vision of a test kitchen will include community outreach and collaboration with the James Beard Foundation, Johnson & Wales University, and Common Threads, an organization dedicated to teaching low-income children to cook wholesome and healthy meals. Your drive and determination to succeed in everything you take on is surpassed only by your devotion to your family, your wife Allison, and your children Thomas, Lily, and Jack. John Howard Kunkel IV, for epitomizing integrity, leadership, and focus, and for your uncompromising commitment to your profession and your community. Johnson & Wales University is honored to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Business Administration and Entrepreneurship, honoris causa. And so, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the university, and under the laws governing higher education in the state of Florida, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Business Administration and Entrepreneurship, honoris causa, with all of the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. You'll get your picture. Congratulations, Dr. Kunkel. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Dean of Students, Ms. Ismarie Monreal.
Good morning, and congratulations. You all look fabulous. Thank you, President Chant. It is with great pride that I present the first group of students to be recognized. The students are distinguished by their exceptional service to the university community. As members of the Campus Activities Board, Center for Academic Support Tutors, Collegiate Ambassadors Team, Greek Council, Orientation Leaders, Resident Assistants, Student Alumni Association, Student Government Association, Teaching Assistants, and the Varsity Athletic Leaders, these students volunteer their time and talent over the school year in significant leadership roles, giving back to the university community and strengthening the experience of all students while maintaining exemplary academic standing. Will all the graduating students, so recognized by the blue and white honor cord presented to them, please rise and be acknowledged for your contributions. Congratulations. Thank you. Yesterday, the university recognized the contributions and accomplishments of a number of students who have made North Miami campus a better place to live, learn, and work. These students were recognized for their academic achievements, their service to the university and the community, their perseverance in pursuing their academic and career goals, and their commitment to excellence as embodied by the founders of Johnson & Wales University. These students who were honored during our student awards ceremony are listed in your programs. With those students of the graduating class who received an award during yesterday's award program, please rise and be recognized. Congratulations to you. I am pleased to now introduce the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. Michelle Garcia, to present the next group of students to be recognized.
I would like to acknowledge the exemplary academic accomplishments of many of this year's graduates. In the program, many graduates are noted as having their diploma endorsed cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. These graduates have achieved a cumulative grade point average of 3.4 or higher and are distinguished by the gold honor cord they wear today. There is also a select group of students who have completed a rigorous program of honors level courses, maintained a grade point average requirement, and met the requirements of the Honors Scholastic Society, whose diploma will read with honors. These students are distinguished by the honor stole they wear with their robe today. Honors graduates, please stand as we acknowledge your outstanding academic achievement. Thank you. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize another group of high achievers among today's graduating class. Some of today's graduates wear a red, white, and blue honor cord with their robes. This distinction has been bestowed upon them in honor of their faithful service to our nation as veterans of the United States military. You guys jumped ahead. Having completed their military service, these men and women chose to advance their civilian careers by studying at Johnson & Wales University, and we are proud to count them among our many graduates today. With these men and women who have been awarded their Veteran Accord, please stand and be recognized. We would be remiss if we did not also acknowledge all those in the audience today who have served or are currently serving in our nation's military. Will you please rise and join our graduating veterans as we thank you for your valiant service. I would like to invite Dr. Rice to return to the podium at this time.
President Chant, please join me as I present the candidates for Bachelor's of Science degree. Now, folks, it's very important that before the degrees are awarded, what will happen is you will come on the stage, you will have an opportunity to smile and pause for the picture. I know you're going to be in the zone, but pause for the picture. Your mothers are waiting for those pictures. Will all of the candidates for the degree of Bachelor's of Science please stand and remain standing? President Chant, it is my pleasure to present these candidates to you. They have met all of the requirements of the university and come to you with the recommendation of the faculty that you confer upon them the Bachelor of Science degree.
With the authority vested in me by the state of Florida and the Board of Trustees of Johnson & Wales University, I confer upon you the degree Bachelor of Science with all of its rights and privileges. Please be seated.
Will all of the candidates for the degree of Associates of Science please stand and remain standing? President Chant, it is my pleasure to present these candidates to you. They have met all the requirements of the university and come to you with the recommendation of the faculty that you confer upon them the Associates of Science degree.
With the authority vested in me by the state of Florida and the Board of Trustees of Johnson & Wales University, I confer upon you the degree Associate in Science with all of its rights and privileges. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to present Ms. Tiffany DePani, a North Miami campus alumna and member of the board of the Johnson & Wales University South Florida Alumni Chapter. Having earned her Bachelor of Science degree in Sports Entertainment and Event Management with a concentration in Golf Management in 2006, Tiffany is employed as Chief Marketing Officer for County Line Chiropractic Medical Rehab Centers. Always a strong believer in Johnson & Wales University, the students, alumni, faculty, and staff. As a student, Tiffany was always actively involved in campus life and was a member of the North Miami campus's first women's golf team. Please welcome Ms. Tiffany DePani, who will formally induct today's graduates into the Johnson & Wales University Alumni Association.
President Chant, thank you for that kind introduction. It is always a pleasure to be in the company of my fellow alum. Graduates, I want you to think about your journey that has brought you here today. Take a moment to think about your first day on campus and how you felt. Think about the relationships that you have established with your classmates, your faculty, and the staff. Think about the personal sacrifices that you and your family have made to get you to this point and the obstacles that you have overcome. You have traveled many miles and countless hours to accomplish all that you have at this point in your journey. Although you are about to move on to new challenges and new adventures, your relationship with Johnson & Wales University does not end here. It simply changes form. As a member of the graduating class of 2013, you are about to become part of a growing global network of alumni who are pursuing successful careers around the world. And wherever life leads you, you will continue to be embraced by and be a part of the Johnson & Wales University community. I encourage you to do two important things as a proud new Johnson & Wales graduate. First, stay connected and stay involved. Return to campus, share your experiences and your success with the students and the staff. Assist the university's admissions efforts by speaking with prospective students. Attend alumni events and become actively involved in a local alumni chapter. Stay informed by registering on the Alumni Association website. And the second thing I want to encourage you to do is demonstrate your pride and support for your university. You never know when or where you will run into one of your fellow alumni. When this happens, because it will happen, the doors will open and the possibilities will be endless. Now, to mark this important milestone in your journey, I invite all our graduates to rise. And as a symbol of your transition from student to graduate, you may now move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations. You are now proud Johnson & Wales University alumni. That's right. Walk with pride as you carry a legacy which is gaining momentum and growing stronger with each graduating class. Please be seated.
Thank you, Tiffany. I'm sure the class of 2013 will support the continued growth and activities of the university through the Alumni Association, and I'm going to make a bet that many of you will be back in the fitness center over the summer and next year, which is where we see most of our alumni. And now I ask the graduates to remain seated until you are directed by the ushers to come forward and be recognized. This is your moment, moms, dads, sisters, brothers. Today's graduates will be introduced by Professors Mark Neckes, Orrin Hertz, and Todd Tanova as representatives of the faculty. Enjoy your moment.
For the safety and comfort of all, and in order for all guests to have an opportunity to see their graduates and hear their names as they cross the stage, we ask that friends and family remain seated during the presentation of the graduates. Graduates, as a sign of respect to your classmates, kindly return to your seats as directed by the ushers after crossing the stage. Professor Mark Neckes will now introduce the Bachelor of Science degree recipients from the College of Business.
Crystal Acevedo. Elijah O'Kee. Priscilla Isabel Atalagria. Yvette Arias. Hillary Renee Boss. Princess Bradley. Anna Yvette Cruz. Gabrielle Simone Carey. John Montoya. Katie Ann Siegel. Cassandra Cardona. Madeline Caraballo. Renee Raquel Dixon. Dashika Kishana Grant. Daniel Christopher Soglanich. Brittany Marie Capasso. Renaud Daniel. Dominic Antonio Dominguez. Dominique Darby. Christopher Mark DeRocher. Marielle DePena. Davis Julio Daluz. Nicole Ewanowski. Camilla Natalia Feliz. Jason Fraser. Carisha J. Grimes Simons. Chanel Grochi. Andrakeus Goodman. Paige Gilbert. Ariel Hart. Andrea Henoa. Serena Hurd. Jasmine Danielle Hill. Bianca Althea Jameson. Anna Jaquez. McLee Jean Baptiste. Lashea Knight. Thaddeus Quinigay. Anita Mawa Kwong. Lazena Layton. Alexandria Lumpkins. Maureen Valmy. Alexis Sherry Wilson. Shandaria Williams. Dana M. Lerner. Jonathan Ray Taylor. Casey Marie Layton. Gabrielle Leon. Danielle Lewis. Samantha Elizabeth Long. Joseph Dagoberto Lopez. Jorge Constantino Larache Reyes. Yanaris Madeira. Zachary Robert Mansfield. Jessica Mason. Kamaria McCall. Justin Eric Millis. Stephanie Mendez. Antonio Messer. Brittany E. Mullins. Shaliz Navarro. Janice M. Patacha. Alid Portel. Narara Elizabeth Pergio. Kathleen Panofsky. Carlos Rojas. Ina Elizabeth Retigai Asaminona. Arosamina. Humaris Rivera. Joseph Saint Just. Jonelle Roberta Saint Valle. Taryn Renee Stepney. Mark Sincere Scott. Jose Carlos Santiago. Bonnie Singh. Amnol Sopti. Janae Marie Sims. Bethany N. Sutherland. Ashik Shretha. Brentley Seymour. Katie Nicole Tu. Chevelle D. Thomas. Caitlin Wall. Katerina K. White. Courtney Ariel Willick. Lily N. Vasquez. Sarah Anna Christina Van Wint. Jacinthia Walters.
Professor Orrin Hertz will now introduce the Bachelor of Science degree recipients from the Hospitality College and the College of Culinary Arts.
Carlos Garcia. Gregory William Stoddard. Carlos Alcantar. Renata Amador. Eileen Auxilio. Marlene Antigua. Alvin Artiga. Kenneth Barnaby. Tara Barrett. Stephanie Batroni. Julian Paul Bavasso. Lania Calwood. Lucille Ann Kapoor. Candace Carmen. Megan Carney. Elizabeth Seeby. Amanda Coles Cook. Matthew Condit. Marcus Connolly. Brian Kotu. Chad Dunham. Eric Louis Dunn. Nicholas Englert. Kishin Hodge. Zongtian Zheng. Sarah Ebanks. Robins Elusmi. David Joseph Espinosa. Seth Jonathan Freeman. Miguel Reyes. Mason Freeman. Maria Fitzek. Alexandra Frick. Chanel Rodney. Annabella Dini Muchacho. Patrick Galindo. Diana Gamero. Christopher Gibbs. Lamar Godwin. Yelba Maria Gutierrez. Marcus Green. Jason Harris. Kyla Goodman. Felicia Wuliho. Chelsea Howell. Brennan James. Ashley Joseph. Kiana Joshua. Ashley Kelly. Anna Larcada. Rafael Lizarada. Alexis Valquez. Nikolai Legal. Brandon Meltzer. Jordan Meltzer. Paige Moffat. Danielle DaCosta. Annika Christine. Yanan Zhao. Angel Carlos Montilla. Alexander James McKay. Christian Roberto Malone. Andrew Martinale. Clarissa Miranda. Kyle Jacob Nichols. Monica Lee Niederberger. Candace Jane O'Leary. Kimberly Olive. Julian Ortunio. Yesenia Pacheco. John Papazulo. Jamie Parker. Jackie Pemberton. Bibiana Perez. Laura Rivera. Jesus Rodriguez. Mihaela Sheridan. Casey Saint Jolet. Kristen Marie Thompson. Maria Villalobos. Samantha Woodard. Alexander Zapata. Istvan Vieira Hungria Zolczak. Lindsay Ann Zwick. Christopher Martin. Hansel Abrito Achuna. Sparkle Donna George. Michaela Dames. Jacob Nathaniel Anguyado. Christine Anastasi. Deha Rutherford. Claire Barker. Thea Adele Simmons. Lindell Anthony. Angelica Asbury. Jasmine Austin. Miyuki Miyuke. Benjamin David Blodgett. Shirley Michelle Borja. Joseph Bravo. Janelle Brooks. Amber Denise Brownlee. Michelle Bolton. Katrina Katrina Butler. Elizabeth Calderin. Vanessa Castro. Antoinette M. Carter. Michelle Carvajal. Juan Conde. Devin Crowner. Bassie Dean. Fatima Danbridge. De Jesus Denise. Dwayne Duncan. Daniel Escalante. Cesar Augusto Flores. Joseph Forrest. Alex Fuller. Dimitri Nicole Gale. Christopher Garvin. Valencia Givens. Tiara Monette Grant. Sabrina Hernandez. Erica Holmes. Catherine Marie Houghton. Keith Highsmith. Karen Howard. Carissa Beth Henry. Elizabeth Brittany Ho. Travis Hall. Stephanie Marie Jersey. Rebecca Shapiro. Zakia Johnson. David Juarez. Elizabeth Sloan Corey. Jonathan Lord. Josvani Lanis. Vernal Lightborn. Kyle Look. Brian Lujan. Sean Lee Lum. Maisha Martin. Shantae Milburn. Christina Isabel Martin. Mayeli Milo. Jordan Maxwell. Kristen Mikonowski. Elizabeth Mueller. Erica Moscoso. Brittany Harms. Gian Morales. Josephine Muriel. Henry McClellan. Laura Mosley. Andrew Moss. Caitlin O'Connor. Lenochka Olmo. Christina Pleitrantronio. Giselle Mavunda. Alexandra Ratcliffe. Carissa Ramos. Victor Julio Reyes. Derek Ribka. Miguel Roja. Adriel Rosario. Patricia Salpertier. Danae Simmons. David Sism. Anthony W. Stafford. Carlos Sanchez. Christopher James Smith. Dakota Sandlin. Megan Sheets. Domilia Ugo. Jose Seguera. Tobias Smith. Desiree Snyder. Alicia Chantel Shepard. Amanda Thomas. Denzel Thornton. Grant Townsend. Keely Villius. Amanda Ventura. Nicolas Antonio Vasquez. Tonya White. Jasmine Williams. Gregory Alexander Vieira. Anthony Wilson. Megan Wazinski. Andreas Zafaris. Whitney Zucker. Tatiana Innocent. Jalone Johnson.
Professor Todd Tanova will now introduce the Associate in Science degree recipients from the College of Culinary Arts.
Rihanna Alicia Abdul. Olivia Nikki Aberdeen. Thomas Eduardo Alessandro. Layla Amorim. Bryant Esteban Arciniga. Aaron Melvin Arnett. Ed Arijin. Richard Atwell. Sarah D. Augustin.